The FlexiSpot EG1 is a sit-stand hybrid motorized desk, and here's my full review of it. Before I get started, let me just say that FlexiSpot did send out this desk for me to take a look at and review, but that's it. I'm not being paid to say anything. This is an unbiased review. All they really did was send me the desk. First off, let's start off by talking about the build quality. In general, I think this desk will easily last you a very long time. It's very well made, even though out of the box it does rely on your DIY skills because you have to put it together. It comes with steel legs and a wood MDF type top that's 1 inch thick. My particular version has grey steel legs which have rubberized feet and edges and a mahogany top. If you buy the legs themselves with no countertop, you can extend it to various different lengths to fit different countertops. I've got a few clamps on my desk, and this isn't like the IKEA Lindemann top where if you screw in a clamp too hard it will fall apart because it's basically cardboard. In fact, I think the desk is actually pretty solid. It's so solid that when I was screwing in one of my old boom arms, it actually broke the clamp, which was made out of aluminium, so I had to buy a whole new boom arm when I got this desk. But the countertop's pretty solid in general, and personally I think the base model of this desk has plenty of space. There's enough space for a PC, 2 monitors, and plenty of other things. The only other thing I think would improve the build quality of this desk is a cable raceway for the cables associated with the standing desk itself, because being a motorized standing desk, there are some cables that come with that out of the box, so just a raceway to manage those would be great. Also, when assembling it, there are some pre-drilled holes, and then in some places there are no pre-drilled holes, so some extra details in the manual, or just having more pre-drilled holes for the controller or where the legs are supposed to go would be very helpful. However, in general, it was pretty easy to figure out where the holes were supposed to be, even if they weren't pre-drilled, but that did make it slightly confusing. I don't know if I'm exactly the best person to ask about this, but at the height I use it at, it doesn't really wobble much, but keep in mind that I am 5'4", and my height that I use a standing desk is going to be lower than the height you use your standing desk at if you are taller than me, so keep in mind that if you are around my height or shorter, it's going to be just fine, no wobbling pretty much. But if you are taller, it does wobble if you go above a certain height threshold, so just keep that in mind, that the higher you go, the more it will wobble. Specs wise, this standing desk works with a single motor powered by one plug, and it's got pretty simple control that's very easy to operate with just an up key and then a down key. Some of FlexiSpot's other desks have an up key, a down key, and then 3 presets that you can set to 3 different heights, but I think this does everything you need a standing desk to do without just having the fixed height presets that you can set yourself. You just press up to make it go up and down to press it go down. I think the single motor does fine, but FlexiSpot does also offer some other desks with dual motors. That means there's a motor on each side of the desk instead of just having one motor on one side, and it can easily hold a lot of weight. In fact, when I first built it, I sat on this desk myself and lifted it up to the max height. Keep in mind, I'm only like 60 something kilograms, but still, it was able to lift me up and take me down, no problem. I'm not going to try that out again because there's a lot of stuff on my desk right now and I don't know if it can support me with the PC and the monitors and everything, but it can easily support my weight without any of the stuff on it easily. It's rated to support up to 150 pounds of weight, not including the countertop. I don't know how much that is in kilograms, but I'll put it up here on screen how much that is in kilograms. Hi, Editing Mon here. If you've watched this far, please consider subscribing because the majority of the people that watch my videos aren't subscribed. And yeah, hit the button and thanks for subscribing. Okay, back to the video. As for usage, I normally try to use this desk in standing mode whenever I'm editing, recording, or scripting, basically when I'm working. And then I sit down when I'm watching a TV show or playing a game or doing whatever else. So I normally work for about an hour in the standing position and then sit down again and then stand up again and then sit down again for whenever I need to. The desk actually moves up or down pretty quickly. What I normally do is press the on button on my PC and then start to move it up, because by the time I've booted into Windows, the desk is already at the height I need it to be at. By the way, my PC boots up pretty quick in like 10 seconds, so that's pretty great. For the desk to move up in around 10-15 seconds is pretty good, and the buttons actually feel very tactile. A complaint that I've heard on many older standing desks is that the buttons feel like membrane switches on a cheap LED remote instead of actual clicky buttons that you would expect on something that costs you around £300. So that is good that they've taken feedback from their previous models and put actually decent feeling buttons in the EG1, which is still a lower end standing desk. When you look at the range of standing desks you can buy for under £1,000. To summarize, I think if you're looking for a standing desk that is motorized instead of one of those IKEA hand crank ones, this is a great option, especially if you buy the legs themselves, which go for around £150, and then buy a countertop yourself and put that on top, because you can buy any countertop and put it on top of the desk. If you just buy the legs separately, which is what I'd recommend doing, because I don't know how, but buying the legs and then a countertop, it will be cheaper than those IKEA hand crank standing desks that go for £195. I have been using this desk for about 2 weeks now, and I haven't really noticed any problems. Sometimes if you accidentally unplug it while it's in a raised position, the desk kind of forgets what height it was at, but all you need to do to reset that is hold the down key until it goes down all the way, and then it'll be back to normal. Or you could unplug one of the cables and plug it back in and it works fine. But so far in 2 weeks of using it, I've only had it have that happen once. So if you're looking for a sit-stand hybrid desk, this does the fundamentals right. It doesn't really have any fancy features such as the 3 height adjustable presets, but it nails the fundamentals. It does everything you need a sit-stand desk to do, such as be at a standing height, be at a sitting height, without having to be annoying like a hand crank system. And it only costs £250, might be £300 now, but remember, you can save money by buying the legs separately and putting on your own countertop. For the price, it does nothing special, but it does the fundamentals right, and I recommend this. If you want to check it out, there is a link in the description. Thank you for watching. I will be seeing you next Monday, and until then, eat some fruit. Thanks.